Hi, Julie Torrens here. Let's get started. So I'm working in my Dilutions journal, which is from Ranger. Ugh. And I'm trying to open some gesso, plain white gesso. The page has not been primed, but I'm just going to plop some gesso on there. So I'm grabbing a wide brush, dunking it in some water so that my brush doesn't just absorb it, and I'm laying it on. And I know it's going to be a little wet. It dries fast though, you'd be surprised. But I just wanted to get a primer started. But if it's a little bit wet, I'm going to be working in acrylics, on acrylic, so I really don't care. If I was going to be doing like mixed media or, collage and that kind of thing, well, then this would need to dry completely. And especially if I was going to use something on it like markers, pens, unless they're acrylic markers, then this would need to dry even as much as overnight, because it can feel so dry, but it's not cured. It's just like a skin on top is dry. So I think I've got this pretty well covered. I know I have it covered enough. And the other paper's warping a little bit. This is like a very heavy, I don't know how it's sized. It's like a miracle of a substrate. I love it. All right, I want to create a little bit of a beige, and I'm going with my dilutions, and I'm going to put my brush in the water because they dry fast too, and they're pretty transparent. This is desert sand. And I'm going to add with it a little bit of green. And this color is called Island Parrot. But mostly, I don't want it green. I want it more of a beige color. I already have the white gesso. If it starts to get too dark, I'm going to add a little more because I want this to be almost white with all these colors. Yes, so there we go. I'm just going to take a baby wipe and start working this around. And let's see what we get. So how are you? Are you working in an art journal? I hope so. This is really dry. That gesso has really dried. And before the color dries, I'm adding some more. But it's going to be kind of variations, and there's going to be the marks from the baby wipe, and that's fine. But I just want to get some color. I can already see that I'm kind of bringing up the paper, like I'm causing the paper to shred a little bit. That's all right. This is plastic. It'll help. So, a little more gesso. Maybe one side's going to be a little lighter than the other. I really don't care. Okay. That'll be fine. Just heading for some of these edges. All right. That's fine. Okay, so I want to do a floral. It's been about a week since I've done a floral, so that feels like a millennium to me. Not really. I enjoy making flowers. I enjoy making faces, and that's what I'm kind of in the mood for today, is some flowers for my art journal. That's all. I'm just practicing. I'm just playing. I'm just having fun. So what I was thinking is, if these people like fresh flowers in their house, maybe they have some kind of flora, fauna kind of a wallpaper. So I grabbed this border stencil. This is from PM Artist Studios, and this one was designed by Carrie the Crafter. So I'm just going to be putting this in stripes. Are they going to be perfect? Probably not. But just a little suggestion. So I'm going to go back to my dilutions for now. This is dry enough that I can set my paper plate on it. This is that Island Parrot again. I'm going to add a little of that to my paper. I'm going to add a little of that desert sand again. I already shook this, just a drop. And I'm going to add a little bit of white. I'm not going to use gesso this time. I'm going to use my titanium white from Liquitex. And there we go. And I'm going to sponge on some of this, and I'm hoping it's lighter rather than darker, but we'll just have to see. Now the paint is covering the white, but the white's going to break through, and then we'll get a light color. See the white's coming now through? Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see. I know I'm a little bit far away, but it's a big book. All right, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to tap it out a few spots here just to lighten the load a little bit. All right, I've set my paints here so you could kind of see what I'm going to be using, but I'm going to move them aside, and here we go. If you didn't catch them, we'll go over them one by one. All right, so creating some wallpaper in the background, very subtle. It is a background, so. And will I have it all perfectly matched out? No. Do I care? No. And my stencil may make marks on the background as well, like just the lifting it and putting it down, and I don't really care about that. A little bit more here. And I'm just going to keep doing it. Okay, I'm liking this. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. I may drag in just a little bit more of the green color. And I'm just lining it up so that it's not leaves on top of leaves. And again, I don't care if it's perfect. I just want a hint. Just a little hint. So it is snowing. I'm snowed in. Couldn't go to work last night. It's Saturday. And by the time you see this, the PM Artist Studio hop has already gone by. So you'll find it in my videos, my part of the hop, but go take a look. Our theme, or our whatever you want to call it, like our instructions, were dare to draw. So, and they're just short little videos, 10 minutes or less. But you can get some really neat inspiration. Okay? One more row. This one got on a little crooked, I don't care. Good. I think I'm just gonna put a hint of a few at this edge. And there. All right. It's subtle, but I like it. Perfect. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to just take this. I'm not going to take time to clean it. I'm just going to cut that off right over my trash, and then I can use that if I wish I could stencil some more. Okay, so last time I did one of these, I was working in the landscape orientation. Today I'm working in more of a, I would call it, what would I call it? Portrait. I'm going to add just a couple drops of this desert sand because I'm going to give it a little bit of a table. And to that, I'm done with these. Let me get the delusions out of the way. And to this, I'm going to add a little bit of brown. I pulled out a brown. Here it is. And the brown is called Burnt Sienna. And I'm just going to add like dots. Not much. That might all be too much paint. We'll see. And I'm going to use my brush and just lay this out here like a table. Oh, I thought it would be too much paint. Might not be enough. What do you think of that? All right, let's just get that brown again. Where did I set it? Where did I set it? Oh, for heaven's sakes. That's not it. Oh, way over here. Dummy. The bottom can be a little darker, so I'm going to just be okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. Good. All right, rinse that off. Now I need a vase. And I don't want the vase to be like a screaming color. How about purple? I'm going to put the purple on my paper plate. Just a little. And to it, I'm going to add a little bit of this brilliant blue. Just a touch. There. It's just barely a mark. Take my brush, scoop them both up, and a little bit higher of a vase than I've made before. The vase has to be on the table. May need more paint. It's not that I'm so stingy. I promise I'm not. But this paper is just absorbing. Okay, do it again. Little purple and a little blue. Dot of blue. And this is dioxazine purple. And it's also picking up a bit of the brown, and that's fine. All right. Now, I'm going to add a touch of water. Almost too much water. I want to get rid of this harsh blue line. And I've got some kind of acrylic there, something from one of the lids. All right. Okay, now, I like the variation in it. I don't like that edge. Stick this in the water. I have 2 water sources. And set it aside, and I'm going to grab a round brush, dipped it in the water, and I'm going to pick up what little is left here and see if I can clean up this line. Yes, I'm happier with that. A little bit more on the foot. All right, there's our vase. So, flowers. Well, I'm going to start out with some leaves. So I'm grabbing a smaller square brush, getting it wet, and I'm going to start right in with the background leaf color, and I'm just going to pick up some of this. I may need to add a little more green. We'll see. And I'm just going to add some leaves. I'm not going to touch the vase yet. Yeah, this is just a little too light, but that's okay. I have some phthalo green, which is going to be strong, and I'm just going to add a little dot to that. There we go. And this is going to rev it up a bit. And go right over that leaf that I had. That's pretty. That's a pretty color. I'm just adding some leaves, and some of them make it covered up partly, some of them make it covered up completely, and all that's fine. I'm wondering if you can see the wallpaper anywhere. Maybe on this side or on this side. Let me know in the comments if you could. Yeah, Julie, I can see the wallpaper, or nope, lost on me. I'm just interested because what I see now is different from what I see when I do the editing, which is different from what I see when I look at the video, be it my phone. It's different on my TV, and it's different again on my laptop. So I'm interested in what you can see. All right, I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to head one over here. It's got a little shadow. That's fine. Totally fine. Okay. Needs a couple more of these. And you know, even when the leaves don't somehow match the flowers, I always think people sometimes just pull greenery, and it has nothing to do with the flowers that they selected for their little centerpiece. So it's really okay. I've got an awful big leaf here, so I want to kind of balance him out with another bigger leaf. There we go. Yep. And I'm going to head out a little bit further in all directions. Good. And then I think one more here. And there. Okay, good start. Now, I'm just going to keep using the same greens that I have, and I'm going to mix in the rest of this phthalo green, and it's going to give us a different shade, darker shade. And I'm going to put some more leaves in with this darker shade. It's not that much darker. Okay, let's get that phthalo green again. Right here. A little more. There we go. And I think I'm going to change brushes. I'm going to drop this one in the drink. And I'm going to get my Liquitex brush that I like so well. I know it's got a ridiculously long handle, but I love it. And I'm going to mix these up. Now this has got to be darker. And maybe I'll make a little different shape of a leaf. Maybe some heart-shaped leaves. It's picking up the blue, but that's fine. Let's see. When your hearts, if you're making heart-shaped leaves, when they're not symmetrical, it just makes the leaf look like it's leaning this way or leaning that way. So don't worry about it. Embrace it. It's cool. And yep, this one's going right on top. And yes, my paint is dry, and that's fine. I'm getting some kind of sketchety, brushety marks around the edge. That's fine. I'm going to add a little more green to this. Okay. I'm saying in my mind, don't just go small, go big. Okay. That's what I need to do. Go big. Give it a point. There. Good. More. More. And these leaves can certainly be one on top of the other. A little more. So what's exciting going on in your life? Obviously, the snow is a thing going on here. But I had something strange happen. I was with you. I was doing a video and just sitting here. And I heard someone come up the stairs. Well, that's not unusual. I don't even know if it really completely registered in my mind. Then I heard something hit my door. And I was like, oh. And I think I even made that sound, oh. And then I heard my door knock. And why, who, I didn't have my door locked. Can you believe it? So I got up, and I don't even think I was completely standing, and opened, the door opens. Now, when that door opened, I'm sitting here. My glasses are for seeing far. And so I take them off when I'm with you at a video. So I didn't have my glasses on. And when the door opened, sunlight and the snow blindness just poured in. So all I could see was a shadow. And it was kind of a hunched over, because the person had bags in their hands. And I mean, I just went into survival mode, and I just yelled. I know I yelled. And I said, "Who are you?" And then I heard the voice, a girl, maybe, 12, 14. "I'm sorry." And I said, "What do you want?" And she goes, "I'm sorry." I said, "Well, just get out." And I mean, because I was just total adrenaline, ready to, fight why someone would just walk into my apartment. So, yeah. Then the door shut. I locked it behind. Brilliant Julie. And I went to the window to look. And sure enough, it was probably like I said, 13, 14-year-old girl having shopping bags, like the kind from department store shopping bags. And she was walking towards a car, and she was laughing, and she said, "I just walked in on some lady." I thought, oh boy. But I mean, it really scared me for a moment. I just moved here not that long ago from Detroit. And heaven help you if she does that there. Whew. Yeah. So I was only literally moments into a video, so was no harm done there, but just my heart practically stopped, that's all. Oh, I'm grabbing some of that leftover light color again and adding it in, so who knows what color I'm going to end up with now, but it's okay. Because some of these are in the shadows, some of them are going to be in the light, we just don't know. Okay. Good. I think that's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do, I'm hoping that this vase has somewhat dried. I'm going to add some more of that phthalo green right in the green area. And I think to give it a different color again, I'm going to add some white to it. And there. Not a whole lot of white, but just some, because I wanted to be able to see it on top of the vase. So, phthalo green and white. it's looking an awful lot like what we've already got again. So what color can I add to it? I want it to be a little bit different. How about some yellow? Don't really know what I'm doing, but you know, it's like I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. All right, let's add some yellow to this, and that ought to give it a new flavor. Okay. What I want to add is just sort of like some vines coming off. So I'm just stomping them out with my brush like this. There's one. Another one. A little more paint. Making the flower or the leaves a little bit smaller here. There. Okay, another one. It's kind of got a curve to it. There we go. Good? Yeah. I'm going to add some up above. And again, this could end up being all covered up. I don't know. But we're putting them in there. I'm going to add a little yellow because it's getting on top of this dark. There, that's fine. Another one. Can you see that I'm just stomping my brush? There. I think it needs more. And you know, you kind of have to start using your imagination as far as where flowers are all going to lay. You know, and you don't want too much of the background, the wallpaper, showing through the flowers. A little bit, but especially not through the individual flowers themselves, unless they're an awfully lacy flower. All right, I like this. I'm going to add one more. Whoop, that went the wrong way, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt a thing. There, I like that. Now, I'm just going to add, for color, just some more of these in here. Just to, and you know, they could be behind. You know, we're not seeing them because they're behind the other leaves, or I'm just, like I said, I'm just adding some color. Good. All right. That looks good. All right, I'm going to rinse out the brush. And let's think about some flowers. Double rinse. And there. Okay. So for flowers, I want to start, and I want to make something different, something I haven't made before. I'm going to start with this magenta, and it's called Acra, A-C-R-A magenta, and it says Acra violet, so it looks dark, but I want to start out with dark. Yeah, it's just a real pretty magenta. It might be too dark, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see. And I want to make something that is kind of on the order of a chrysanthemum. You know, like lots of little petals. So can I do it? I don't know. Will it be a chrysanthemum like you see in a picture, a photograph? No. And I don't even know if it would be this color, but we're going to give it a go. So I'm going to just start making kind of like in a star shape some petals. So I'm just going to bring them out and then make it a little wider at the end. And I'm going to put a layer of these out here. And I picked a spot that had room, but that also was, I didn't have the most wet of the green. So I'm just making a line and then like widening out the outermost tip. Like that. And I think I'm going to put another one sideways. So this will be the front, but this will be like the only part of the side, and then maybe just a few like that in the most background. And so bring another one and another one and one more. All right, so I'm going to do it this way. And then like the same thing, it's going to be sideways. And then these aren't going to show as much. That's good. I'm going to add another row. Because, you know, these flowers, well, these are flowers from my imagination, but they're full. If they're anything like a chrysanthemum, they're full. So I want to add some more in between. That one seemed a little short. Ooh, too much paint. I've got quite a rim of paint there. Okay. Okay. I'm liking those three. Now I'm going to just add a little titanium white. Is that what I have here? Yes. I'm going to put some titanium white on the side. And I'm just going to add some to my color. And that should pinken this up a little more. All right. With all the lights, I can't exactly see, but we're going to give it a go. Next row. So these will be a little shorter. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm making a stalk and then like a knob at the end, because they kind of like cup up at the end. Start this one. And then just a few going this way. Like that. Same for this one. This is easy. You can do this. I know you can. Get your art journal out. Grab some acrylic paints, whatever you got. They don't have to be Liquitex. That just is the brand I kind of got started with. And you'll find that most artists, their favorites are often what they started with. Another row. That one got a little bit lighter yet, and that's fine. I'm going to add just a touch more white. I'm just running out of that color. Okay. Okay, good. Now, quite a bit lighter. I am adding quite a bit of this white. For the next row. And I want to kind of knock some of this paint off my brush so that I'm not working so heavy. And I'll start with this one. What do you think? Let me know what you think. I'm just going to put the lines in. And then I'll put the little knobs at the end. I don't know why I switched gears. I just did. So have you ever had anyone just walk in your house or your condo or wherever you're living just out of the blue like that? I can't honestly remember any time in all of my years that something like that happened, even living at home as a kid. I don't remember. And as much as it stunned me today, I would guess that I would have some recollection. Okay. This one needs more. And I'm depending on like the brush strokes and all that change along the way as I layer this paint up, as much as I depend on the colors and all. All right, I'm liking this. I hope you do. I'm liking this a lot. Now, how about a bud? I've got a little bit of the dark here, And I could put one right up here. Get a little more of the dark. There. I don't even know what their buds look like, but that's what they look like in my mind. Yep. I think we got to go another row, especially in that one. I'm just going in pure white. I know there's enough pink between what it's going to pick up. Yep. Honestly, just a few dots there. Okay. Yep. Maybe a little touch of that white right there on that bud. Okay, so there we've got some magenta-y, chrysanthemum-y kinds of flowers. I know that these are probably more imaginary than they are real, but hey, my art journal. Oh my goodness, it is really snowing. Big flakes. They're on my patio right now. There's a good 6 inches. And that's what we were supposed to get for the whole storm. And we still have 24 hours. So I'm not sure. Well, it's lake effect. So I'm not blaming anybody for not getting it right. All right. I think I want to add a yellowy flower. Kind of a rosy, kind of one of those petals in a tight circle. So I'm going to add some yellow. And I've got this color that's called bronze yellow, which I'm taking it for granted it's kind of a light yellow, a dark yellow, almost to green. So I'm just going to add just a little touch to that. And I'm going to start, and you know how I do this, C shapes. I'm taking my square brush and I'm just kind of going in both colors, but I'm not blending them all up. And let's just see. Let's put one here. That's a fine color because it's the innermost color. So I'm just making C shapes. C shape. Yep. Making these outer ones a little bit bigger, but I'm still just making a C shape. Yep. I'm going to put another row on. My brain is saying, be bold. Okay. Now, put another one maybe here. And maybe another one here that's, again, not facing us. So start with like a oval shape or a cup shape. And then wrap these leaves or these petals around. This is one I really wish I could step back more. Okay, now I'm just not even adding or subtracting anything to this. I'm just using more of the yellow and I'm going in again. Yep. These are kind of small for this brush. Let's try this one. Okay. I'm going to switch brushes. I'm switching to this one. Good. Add a few. All right. Good. The next row, I want pretty much mostly white, but there'll be enough of this base color that it'll be yellowy. Okay, let's see what we get. Anywhere that I see green poking through, I'm hitting it with one of these swooshes. Ooh. Okay, let's do another. And this one. Get the outermost. Let's give it a little bit of a rounded. Okay. And maybe there's going to be one of these up here. I still have a little bit of the dark. There. Another bud. All right. Now, okay, I want some little ones again. And I like to do that with my cotton buds. These guys. So, and I think I want kind of a periwinkle blue kind of a color. So I've got this, and this is light blue permanent. I'm going to put just a dab of that. That's a good color just on its own. Let's see what that does. And I'm just going to add some little clusters of these blue flowers. And I'm just going to do like a 5-petal, like that. And I'm going to hit them with white centers. Yep. I think blue flowers are so pretty. Don't you? Wasn't expecting them to be falling out of the vase here, but hey, why not? Why not? That's what I say. This is a bigger one. but that's good. Yep. I'm liking this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now I need some that are not facing us as well. So I'm going to make some of those. Okay, now, so it'll just be 1, 2, 3, and then dot, dot. I want another one over here. Yep, I want some more of that blue. I like the way it looks. And I think these are nice little fillers. I'm going to put one behind that rose. And maybe, let's see, maybe one behind this chrysanthemum. And another one coming out from behind the chrysanthemum that we can barely see. And there's one. And there's one. There's another one. All right. Yep. Going good. Put one here behind the flower. And maybe put a whole one here. Or this could be just a partial one. Another partial one. Here's one. How are we doing? This one's going behind the chrysanthemum. I wish I could see what you see. I'm putting one right on top of here. Yep. Another one on top. Why not? Where are we going? Okay, now I'm just going to make their own buds here and there, a dot, random kind of a way. We could stick another one right here, like that. Okay, time for the white middles. So back to the titanium white. How are we doing for time? I bet we're chewing up the time like crazy, but it's worth it. Thank you for staying with me for this long. My channel needs subscribers. If you've gotten with me this long, you must like what you see. So please consider subscribing. Hit the bell to subscribe. And then if you ring the bell for notifications, then you'll know when I'm having a new video. But I am needing subscribers. Hit the like if you like the content. If you like what you're seeing, maybe you're learning a little something. Maybe you're seeing something you've never seen before. That wouldn't surprise me. But hey, we're all learning together. I am not some kind of a powerful established artist. Looking, do I have any that I've missed? Put a little white dot there. I think I've got them all. I'm just trying to look. Yep, I think I got them all. Okay, so what are you thinking so far? Okay, now, my vase and this table thing. I want to add some type of a little bit of a shadow, nothing real specific, but I'm going to grab that burnt sienna and I'm just going to put some right here and move it around. That's how undefinite. My brush is dry, so let's put it under the vase and then just kind of bring it out. I think it'll just kind of help ground the vase. And I'm just dipping in the water to kind of blur it out. Kind of get less sharp lines. Like that. Okay. I like that better. I'm going to scoop up a little bit and see if I can trim up this one edge. Oh, that's all water. There we go. I'm just moving around. Just moving some brown around. But I think that added now for this, that blue. Okay, let's see. That was made with purple, I remember. And then I added one of these blues. What's that? No. All right, well, I know I had purple. That's plenty. More than I need. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's not get purple everywhere. These paints will stain. Now, it wasn't brilliant blue. Well, maybe it was. But I don't think so. What am I... just go with the purple. And I'm gonna... if the light's coming from this way, then this is the darker part of the base. So I'm just gonna darken it a little. Just to give it maybe the suggestion of a shadowy. I like these little dry brush strokes. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. The chrysanthemums and the roses, they need something. I don't know what. I think the chrysanthemums on the inside, I'm just getting the tip wet and I'm picking up some of the darkest of the magenta that I can find. And I'm just adding a little to the middle. Like that. And I like that already a lot better. I do. Okay, now these roses or whatever they are. I'm going to get not this wide of a brush, What's this brush? Yeah, maybe this wide of a brush. I'm going to get that yellow. I'm putting it in where the white is. I'm going to add the rest of this white. Maybe I'll add the yellow to it. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to add like some petals. Yep. Yes. I'm going skinny, fat, skinny. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Skinny, fat, skinny. Okay. These two are kind of okay. But this one had me a little befuddled. I'm gonna go and get now a little bit of that darker, that weird yellow color. This one. I'm just going in with my brush into the tube because I really don't want very much. Again, those are okay. All right. And now I'm going to get some of the regular yellow. Rinsing, double rinsing, drying my brush. And I'm going to go back into the regular yellow. Oh, a big drop of water fell off the ferrule. Wouldn't you know? And let's pick it up. There. Okay. Let's dry off this brush. All right. Now, where was I? I've still got plenty of that yellow right there. I don't know why I opened the tube. I'm just trying to make a little more petal shape. Yep, I'm liking that a lot better. A little more. Some places just kind of look like smeared up paint to me and not petals. I like that a lot better. All right. Well, I'm just going to add a little bit of those white misty things with my little white, this guy, painty bodily thing. It's just some acrylic paint, and I mixed in a little gesso so it was a little more fluid, and I had a little bit of leftover paint that was white, not enough to keep the tube. So I just put a little of that just to get rid of the tube. But titanium white is the main feature of this. some straight guys, and then some dots around it. Good. How's that looking? Let me know in the comments what you think. And in the meantime, please consider subscribing. Maybe share the link to this video on your Facebook or on your Instagram. And I think this looks good. I like it. So I'm just putting the lid on that, grabbing a pen, and I'm going to give it a sign. Thanks for joining me on this long video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it, inspirational. I hope you get into your art journal and do some work. In the meantime, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye now.